time, there were two siblings named Wendy and John. They lived in London in a very big house. Every night, Wendy, the older sister, told her brothers stories about the adventures of Peter Pan. Mr. Darling turned and said, Mrs. Darling said, so John and Wendy laid down and started getting ready to sleep. John turned to his sister Wendy and said,
please, Wendy, tell us another story. It's late in your school.
So, as they were saying goodnight, a few hours later, they woke up frightened because they heard strange noises in the room. Did you
hear that?
It's
me, Tinkerbell.
Then something extraordinary happened. Peter Pan appeared right there in the middle of the room.
Wendy, could you tell us another story about me, of course? Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Why don't we? Oh, we don't have to cry. I would think of mermaid
All right, everyone, let's go. 1, 2, and 3. And up and down it went and round until finally they were out of the room and up in the sky. They flew days and nights. When they were finally flying over Neverland, Peter Pan pointed to the ship in the middle of the ocean and said,
look, be careful. Careful, because he wants me prisoner. Who's Captain Hook? A long time ago, a crocodile went off of sand a long way of watch.
Since he couldn't get Peter Pan, he tries to get little children. So be very careful. So they decided to visit the Lost Boys so they could all share a story. But in the meantime, the crocodile came around and said,
Tick-tock, a cat is what I need.
So now we are at Captain Hook's ship.
Where is my lunch, me? I'm starving. Yes, Captain. Where is my lunch? It's on its way, sir.
And they decide to sing their favorite pirate song.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
And the crocodile came out again and said,
Oh,
since Peter Pan was very kind and polite to Wendy, Tinkerbell felt very sad, and in her heart she was very, very sad. And she turned to Wendy and said, I'm
jealous.
because all you want to do is be friends with
Wendy.
I'm
Leaving. Where are you going, Tinkerbell?
She was so mad that she went to go visit the mermaids in Mermaid Lagoon. So Tinkerbell flew and flew and flew until she finally reached the Lost Boys hideout. And here come our Lost Boys. She says to the Lost Boys, I need your...
Lost Boys, I need your help.
You need to help find...
Peter Pan.
He's flying with children, but a great mean bird is chasing them.
Oh, God. Where?
Then one of the Lost Boys took out his bow and arrow and shot it straight at Wendy. Wendy felt a strong pain, so she fell down slowly to the ground. When the Lost Boys realized it was just a beautiful girl, they were surprised. So they asked her,
Can you be a...
That night and every day, she took care of the little children. She told them about Peter Pan's adventures. But one night, they were getting ready for their story. They heard a terrible voice.
You're all my prisoners. No, I'm trapped.
Suddenly, the clock struck again, and our crocodile was out, and he said, and he screamed and said,
oh no, not you again.
He grabbed Wendy and ran away. And he said, if you want to
see her again, you have to confine her.
Mr. Smith said,
Is this a good idea, Captain? Yes,
so Peter Pan, the Lost Boys, they quickly got together and decided to come up with a plan. And off they went to save Wendy from Captain Hook. Peter Pan turned around and said to Captain Hook,
Captain Hook, let Wendy go. Ha ha ha, my loyal man, take him away.
So now my pirate called Peter Pan and he said,
That's a surprise.
my pirate turned around and said,
Finally, we caught Peter Pan. Yeah, let's send him to the plane. The crocodile can eat him up. Stop it, I can't stand that noise. Let Peter Pan go.
Hook set Peter Pan free while Captain Hook and his pirates escaped his friends and went back to the hideout of the Lost Boys. That night, everyone was celebrating, even the silly crocodile. Peter Pan turned to his friends and said,
You saved my life.
so off they went back to the pirate's cave. That way. So, Mr. and Mrs. Darling came out again, and Nana. Mrs. Darling said, and Mr. Darling said, and John woke up saying, was it a?
Yeah, maybe it was a dream.
So Wendy walked over and looked up in the sky and saw Tinkerbell and Peter Pan waving goodbye. She turned back to her brother John and said,
Yeah, maybe it was a dream.
the end.